This past week, the Harvard Business Review has published a really interesting article by some Stanford researchers looking at why AI is not producing the productivity gains in the workplace that we might have expected. They've coined this term Workslop, and so today we will have a look at some of the key points from this article, starting off with what's going on here. Many workplaces are trying to push really hard to get staff to use AI. In some places, it's a mandate. That is the first thing you should be doing. And the whole idea is to boost productivity. But very few firms are actually seeing a decent return on investment. In some cases, they're not even measuring it. But even in the ones that are, they're not seeing the returns that they thought. And the reason, according to the study, is that employees are creating work slop. We've heard that term slop before when it comes to AI, and work slop is really just AI slop in the workplace. You might have been on LinkedIn or social media, all over the place there is slop, just garbage output from AI that people are producing, they're sticking it up, and that's happening in the workplace as well. So work slop looks okay first glance, but it's lacking that substance, it's lacking the critical thinking, the context, the things that you actually need for your work content. This is getting produced, it's getting passed on to colleagues, to bosses, to subordinates, and the person that receives it is then either having to try and interpret and understand what's going on, or they redo it, or they send it back. And it's just creating a big drag. So the researchers have been running regular surveys. So this is Stanford together with Better Up Labs. They have this AI survey, this particular one that they're quoting figures from. They had over 1,000 participants, and they found that 40% of the people in the study, and these were American full-time workers, had received work slop at some time in the last month. So think back for yourself. Have you received some garbage in the last month that you suspect was probably AI? Does that resonate with you? Is that something that's been happening to you? Are you receiving content in your workplace, whether it's emails, written content, or otherwise, that is being AI generated and will classify as work slop? They found that on average, it was nearly 2 hours per each instance of this, where someone was having to either redo the work or otherwise have to deal with it. Not only does this waste time, but it reduces the amount of collaboration and the trust that you have in your colleagues. So it's really problematic going forward for firms where not only is there that immediate drain on time, but it's reducing how well staff are working together. So what is the solution? In the article, they talk about a couple of things. The first one being for leaders to demonstrate that AI is a collaborative tool. Should be there to augment your work, but as a team, you should be working towards the same outcome, not just using AI to smash through your part quickly, pass it on to someone else, make that the problem. So establishing that it's a collaborative tool, it's there for augmenting your work. Establishing clear norms. So what is okay in terms of quality? What are the standards we're expecting? How are we using AI to produce things that are of sufficient quality? They end out the article by talking about what they call the pilot mindset. This was kind of an interesting metaphor. If we think about pilots and passengers, and we think about that in terms of AI use, and you will have definitely seen it, you may have done it yourself on occasion. Some people will use AI, they'll write in a prompt, they will just copy and paste whatever garbage comes out. They don't read it, they don't check it, they don't see whether it's okay. They just see that as the shortcut, that is their job done. And so that's a passenger. And so what the article is suggesting is getting people adopting that pilot mindset. You are driving or flying, I guess. You are the one that is producing this content. You might use AI to polish it, to improve it, to make the production of it faster, but you are still the one that's going to be accountable for what the tool generates. So this has been a brief summary of this article about work slop. Does it resonate with you? It definitely does a wee bit for me, although I do wonder whether some of the people that are producing work slop are the ones that used to produce substandard work anyway, in which case maybe that gap in productivity is not quite as big as what they're measuring. If you want to read the full article, there's a link there. Otherwise, if you do want to learn about some AI tools that hopefully you can use in a productive way and not a slop way, then click here. I've got a playlist where I show all sorts of different AI tools for research and productivity.